Hey there guys, this is Silent Mist, and before the video starts I actually want to say a couple of things, so the intro is coming in a moment, don't worry, you'll get to hear the pretty music, the pretty wonderful music, but a couple of important things. This video is long, and it's long for a reason. I discuss my feelings about the RedCubed server as they are, and the future of the RedCubed server. Before you panic, don't worry, the server's not going down. I have no intentions of doing anything like that. But there are going to be some changes in the future, mainly in the back end, so it won't really affect the videos, but I'm going to be changing things around. And pretty much, if you're interested in hearing this, I highly recommend that you watch this all in one sitting, or watch it all, period. If you can't, like right now, I just put it off and watch it later. But it would be really awkward if you just stopped watching halfway through, probably, and then you got like half of the idea of what I'm planning to do. So, pretty much, watch the entire thing. I usually don't tell you to watch my entire video, but today it might be a little important. If you aren't interested in hearing about the future of RedCubed, perhaps this isn't the best video of mine that... the best video of mine that you should be watching. We got plenty of other nonsensical things that'll continue to go up, but like I said, I do highly recommend that if you are at all interested in hearing things about the RedCubed server, that you watch the entire video, because there are many important things that I go over in this video, and yeah, so that's the introduction. I guess enjoy the RedCubed introduction music. Cue that music right now. Hey there guys, this is Silent Mist, and welcome back to the RedCubed server. In the last part, I promised you that we'd have an episode today just full of caving and talking, and in this part, I am here to deliver. There is this cave hole thing right here, and if you look down there, there's actually a cave, and we're going to be exploring that cave. But before we start, I made myself a new set of armor, Oh crap, these boots only have Feather Falling 1 on them. I didn't even notice that. I thought it said Feather Falling 4. My bad. And I'm breaking... Did I grab the wrong pair of boots? Maybe I did. But that doesn't matter. We really don't need boots that are too insane. But we're going to be talking about lots of things today. So without further ado, shall we begin in the caves? So... the last part, I briefly touched upon there being some problems with the server as it is right now today. I also talked about how talked about the reason as to why Sherb left. And in this part, well, I'm going to touch upon that and talk about a couple of the problems, a couple of the good things, and what I see is going to be in the future of this server. So, I guess getting iron is actually pretty useless. Coal should be a much bigger focus, but so let's start with Sherb. Obviously, like I said in the last part, I'm pretty sad that we lost Sherb, although, like I also said in the last part, I had no intention of convincing him otherwise. It was a decision that he'd made on his own accord, and I had no right telling him otherwise, even though despite being an admin, I really don't feel like that is my job to keep people on the server for events that are not directly linked to me. So... in losing him, we had a couple of members that were a little sad about the events, because obviously a lot of people like Sherb. Sherb is a pretty cool guy. But at the same time, there were a clash of ideals that did not sit well among many of our members, and this was the result, and many people also think that it was the best outcome that could have happened. Now, this being said, servers, they tend to have conflict in them from time to time, conflict that causes anything from just being annoyed to one another, to having members leave, to even the server going down. Now, this in no way, shape, or form is going to bring the RedCubed server down. It's been going strong for about a year, and I have no intentions of this server dying. There are a couple of problems, though. So, starting off... oh, that's a lot of gravel that's just floating there. Starting off... oh, wow. Let's try again. Starting off, we have a very... how do I explain this? Our user base, in terms of the people that play on the server, is two things. One, it is extraordinarily fragmented, meaning that people act very much on their own accord, not necessarily in a selfish manner, but people act on their own accord, like in the sense that there isn't a whole lot of collaboration. There's a small bit among some of the members, but the majority of the members go at it alone, and due to this, we are a very fragmented community in my eyes, because while I personally am on good terms with most, if not all, of the members on the server, actually, I'm pretty sure I'm on good terms with all of the members on the server, if people aren't on good terms, then they aren't going to collaborate, and if they aren't going to collaborate, well, then one of the primary focuses of the server is quashed. Now, as you may or may not know, when I started up the server, there were many reasons why I started it. Of course, I just had to use that word. But, of course, it was because I wanted a server. Then there was me looking for promising YouTubers, and then finally there was the collaboration aspect. Now, collaboration on YouTube is extraordinarily important. Once you reach a certain size on YouTube, there really isn't much that you can do to make yourself grow any faster than you're growing, other than a stroke of absolute dumb luck, like a couple of people that I know have gotten. Now, those strokes of dumb luck are very good. They are usually the best thing that could happen. But in an attempt to try and get something similar, you're going to need to collaborate with other people. Now, collaboration is best done with a YouTuber of your size, in the sense that, like, if I were to collaborate with someone, it would be best for me to collaborate with someone that, say, has, 10,000 to 20,000 subscribers, roughly the same size as my audience. Now, you want to stay the same size because in doing so, you're going to be most likely appealing to an audience that is similar to your audience. And you want to do this you usually want to do this. You don't always want to do this, but you usually want to do this. So in the event of you gaining subscribers from that person that you're collaborating with, you're going to get people that stay with you, because quite honestly, a subscriber that subscribes for the sake of subscribing, yes, that I managed to use that word a lot in one sentence, is, other than a number, pretty much pointless, because when it comes to contributing to the longevity of your channel, and then ultimately if you're doing YouTube as a job, to your paycheck, the amount of subscribers that you have doesn't matter. You could have 1 million subscribers and get like, oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, we still got it. And you could have 1 million subscribers and get like 20 views per day, and you'd be making like cents at best. So subscriber count is there for getting your foot in the door. That's like, that for me, that's the best way I can put it. If you want to quickly impress someone, to catch someone's attention on YouTube, you need to have a decent subscriber count, because let's say I send a message to Mr. Frank, who runs the channel Frank's Let's Plays. If that's a channel, hi there, Frank. I'm Silent Mist. If that's not, then, well, too bad. But so I send a message to them, and they're just like, oh, okay, what kind of a YouTuber is this? They see that I have 20,000 subscribers. Let's say they also have 20,000 subscribers. They'll think, hey, this guy is pretty similar to what I am. Perhaps I should look into doing whatever he wants to do with me. Likewise, if Mr. Frank received a message from someone that has, let's say, 200 subscribers, chances are he's going to say, sorry, I can't really do this. I have other things that I'm going to need to attend to. If you really wanted to do something, I apologize, because, well, time is of the essence, and unfortunately, I don't have any, or enough. So, subscriber count is important, but I'm really getting off topic. Where did I start from here? Oh, yeah. So, collaboration. So, collaboration is very important. It is what will get you the majority of your size when you start to reach my size of an audience. From the point afterwards, it's all mainly snowball effect, but from where I am right now, collaboration is important. I'll leave it at that. And like I said, we are not very... Our server is missing that. I mean, I do a bit of collaboration. I definitely don't do as much as I would like to do. I do a bit with the members on the server, and then members of other servers, and then people that I know. And that's all fine, but everyone else isn't. Or at least they're not doing it a lot, which is problematic, because it's well, no, this is completely false now. I am one of the main pushers in, like, overall growth for everyone. So essentially, like, if someone collaborates with me, then I get some of their audience, they get some of my audience. Now, in doing so, since we're one large community, eventually, let's say I collaborate with Patch on my server. Eventually, that could reach to someone like RedCubed. Let's using another example. So like I'll record with Patch, and then sometime down the road, Patch records with RedCubed, and in doing so, some of my audience goes to Patch, and then afterwards, some of Patch's audience that came from me goes to Ice. Now, this is a huge deal with the server that I run because that's like the biggest point of it, and it's not happening enough. On top of this, we have a lot of inactive players. We have both the inactive players that come on occasionally, and then we have the people that haven't been on in months. This is also a big problem. I'm actually going to be enforcing some much more strict rules in terms of what I consider like an active player and an inactive player, and pretty much when I get someone on the server, I give them a little rundown of what's the server expectations are, and then our very, very basic and rudimentary rules are, because I don't want there to be any surprises between the two of us, just like one day where they're just like, oh, I didn't know that you wanted this to happen. So I give them a bit of a rundown, and I tell them we have a very informal like video production rule, in the sense that you should make at least one video a day, but like I said, it's informal. Or did I just say a video per day? I meant to say you should publish a video per week from content that in one way or another promotes the server. So that isn't working out very well. We have the majority of our members not doing that. Out of us, all of us, I can say that maybe 4 to 6 of us are making at the very least weekly content, and I only think there are 2 other members that are making content on a near daily basis. Now, if our user base was smaller, maybe if we had like 7 to 10 members, I'd be perfectly fine with the way that things are going. But due to the fact that we have like 20, how many members do we have? List. /whitelist list. We have 25 members on this server. And if only 6 of them are making weekly content, and if only like 2 of them are making very regular content, well, that's a problem. And before I continue, wow, this is a really cool spot. We have a ravine there, a ravine there, a ravine there, and a ravine there, and then a really big cave here. This is insanity. But back to my point. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, due to the number of people that we have on the server to the ratio of people that we have on the server to the people that produce regular content is painfully low in my eyes. And like I said, I'm going to be enforcing some much stricter content production rules, in the sense that I'm probably, I guess I can share this with you guys, we're probably going to have a video requirement, which is something that I never really wanted, but something that I think is going to be, you stupid thing, you shoot arrows very quickly. Oh, there's a spawner up there. I really never wanted like a formal, you need to make this much stuff rule, because I didn't want to force it down the throats of people, but it's getting to the point of where people aren't doing anything, and they aren't contributing to the server despite us contributing to them. So it's sort of a system of trying to be fair, in the sense that if we're going to help you out, we're going to expect you to help us out. And wow, this place is absolutely insane. Have chests just brimming with stuff, and mob spawners all over the place. So, yeah, like I said, we're going to be reworking the rules from you should make at least a video, or, yeah, it's preferred if you make a video a week, to the requirement is make a video a week. It's okay if you miss a week or 2 due to an event, but if you're inactive for, let's say, a month, you're going to be removed from the whitelist, because we're just hugely inactive. It's hard to coordinate things because we're on, like, different wavelengths of communication. Like, person X is just doing this, and person Y is just doing this, and person X and Y never, ever, ever do anything together. On top of that, we're probably going to have, like, some sort of collaboration requirement where it's just like, okay, once a month you should record, at least once a month you should record with someone other than, well, yeah, you should record with another member on the server. But yeah, I really don't like enforcing these sort of rules because it just feels like it's moving away from the very, very sort of like homely environment we have here. Like, I'd like to brag here because, I mean, this is something that I've managed to make, but we are, in terms, or at least I am with all the members, on pretty good terms. And because of that, I consider many of them acquaintances, if not good friends. And in doing so, we're pretty trusting of one another. We are on just very good terms with one another, and we are able to talk easily. Now, this is good. If I were running just any old server, it would be very good if I had like just such closeness with all the members. But seeing that we're running a whitelisted YouTuber server, it's a little bit less. It's not as good of a thing. Well, I mean, it's as good of a thing, but if it's only that, then it's a problem because this server is not very, but somewhat business oriented in the sense that I am currently doing YouTube sort of full time. Well, like part-time and a half, because YouTube is currently, as many of you should know, my job. As a just recently graduated high schooler and soon-to-be college student, it is a wonderful job. It is an amazing job, as a matter of fact, because in terms of the time that I have to put in, it's nowhere near as much as a regular part-time job, and in terms of fun, well, do you honestly think that I don't have fun playing video games and talking over them? Well, I do. I have a blast doing this. So it is a very fun and a decently paying job. Certainly better than what I could have if I were, or what I would be making right now if I had a minimum wage job. And because of that, obviously I am looking to expand my channel. The success of my channel is imperative to many things. It is currently paying, or it will be paying for a decent sum of my college tuition in the future. So yeah, maintaining my YouTube channel is important, and if there is an opportunity for me to do things better, to grow my audience, then I'm going to take it. And seeing that this server is there for that reason, having it not really do that is a problem. So yeah, that's it on the business sense. I put business in large quotes. On top of that, Poet is looking to do YouTube full-time. I hope he's mentioned this, if not spoilers, but he is doing YouTube full-time is a very nice job, no doubt about it. For people, the larger YouTubers that you watch, it is not only are they living very comfortably, but they're having a wonderful time doing what they do because, like I said, it's just a lot of fun. You get to meet a lot of people, you get to work with a lot of people, you get to meet a bunch of really cool people, and heck, you can even meet some people that will be long-lasting friends that go with you for, let's say, the rest of your life. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if I stay in contact with members of this server long past the time that YouTube is no longer a thing. Because, quite honestly, I don't think that YouTube will last forever because it is a website, and like most websites that aren't Google, they eventually go out of style, like MySpace, for example. Remember MySpace? Yeah, that used to be a really big thing, and now it barely exists anymore. Although I think they were bought out by someone else, but that is completely irrelevant. So yeah, those are some of the big problems with the server. Next comes the community. Like I said, we're a pretty close-knit community, but there are the occasional issues that we have with one another where me being the admin has to step in and lay down the law. We have had one event where I've really had to say, no, this is not okay. You cannot do this. If you do this again, you're not going to be a part of the server anymore. And then we recently had an event which was actually just a big misunderstanding by myself. Sorry, all the people that were actually involved in that. I totally misinterpreted things, and I got way too serious over something that really did not need to get serious about. But yeah, being the guy that's in charge, ultimately, I have the last word in what happens on the server, because I'm A, paying for the server bills, and B, well, yeah, I run the server, so if for some reason someone needs to get off the server, I can take them off the server. So, now this being said, in the last part, I briefly mentioned how we are going to be doing invitations instead of a contest. Now, when you run a contest for a Minecraft server like this, there's a chance that you will get someone who, well, like, fades away into obscurity. Like, during the last contest we ran, there were a few people. We accepted, I think. How many people did we accept? I don't even remember how many people got in during the last wave of sort of contests. But out of all of them, I do believe, like, 2 of them are still really with us. Most of the other people have just faded away, and really they aren't doing much on the server anymore. So they are, like, the super inactive players not contributing to the server, which is a problem. I am going to be doing in the near future, definitely sometime over the summer, a big purge of the whitelist, getting rid of all of the inactive members that are not really doing much, and figuring out how to move forward from there. Now, the reason behind this is because, like I said, the invitations. I'm going to be hopefully inviting a few more YouTubers on the server, YouTubers that will make content on the server, because along with me doing this for fun, do you know, the feeling that you get knowing that your server is a successful one is an absolutely wonderful feeling, because I've been running servers on and off, as many of you guys know, for about 2 years now. I've run a couple of public servers, and then obviously my most recent endeavor that is still going, RedCubed, has been going on for a fair bit of time. But like I said, a successful server is ultimately something that you want to have. If you make a server for a reason, you want to eventually fulfill that reason. And since I created a server with the intention of it being a YouTuber server, if we can get channels on here that make regular content, well, then that is successful in my eyes. Now, here comes another problem. I send out, from time to time, a lot of invitations. I send out a lot of them because most of them don't get back to you, and then you get the people that initially show interest but then later pull out. We've had quite a few channels that have said that they were interested. Like, I'll send them an invitation, and I'm not gonna lie, it's just something that I copy and paste. Like, I wrote it out once, and it was long, and it looks quite professional, and yeah, then I just copy and paste it and send it to a bunch of people, because first of all, if they're not, if someone's interested, then even if it's something copy pasted, then they'll probably get back to us, and yeah, they'll come join us. If someone's kind of interested, then they'll at least send a response. But like I said, we quite often get the people that are just like, hey, this sounds cool, and then I never hear from them again, which is obviously not a good thing, because it gets my hopes up, and then there is no, they don't appear, they don't show up. So yeah, problem. So that's why I send out a lot of them. And usually, whenever I send out invitations, I look for channels that are roughly my size. I usually don't send it to bigger channels. Like, my size, whatever my channel size is at the time is usually what I look for in other channels. So let's say right now, if I were to send out invitations, I'd look for channels that had 15,000 subscribers or less. And this is where I get back to the subscriber count being good for first impressions, but only first impressions, because yeah, when you're looking at a channel and you see they have 15, like when I'm looking for people that have 15,000 subscribers, when I find someone with, why is this so difficult to say? When I find someone with the 15,000 subscribers, then they fit that immediate group that I am looking for, and then I look in deeper. So first impressions, they are important, but they aren't everything. After that, I'll send them the message, and if they get back to me, great. And if they become if they get back to me and they show enough interest to come onto the server, great. Then here is where another problem starts. They'll come onto the server like twice, and then never appear again. So, yeah. Right now, this all ties back to the fact that right now, the community, the active community, is tiny on this server. We have many members that are just not doing much on the server. Now, what I'm probably going to end up doing is I'll have all of the people that are interested in the server but aren't currently making content on the server. They'll just be, I'll move that, I will most likely remove them from the whitelist. However, I'm not going to cut off communications from them, obviously, because I've gotten to know them and they're pretty cool people. But this being a server that has a purpose that they aren't either able to fulfill or they don't particularly want to fulfill isn't going to be the best place for them. Now, whether or not I throw up something like a public server or if I just do random collaborations with them will be something that I'll decide in the future. But yeah, we're going to be most likely undergoing a large purge of the whitelist. But like I said earlier, even though we currently have a couple of problems, we by no means of the word, we are definitely not going to be closing down the doors of RedCubed. I have absolutely no intentions of stopping this series or bringing down these servers because I've been having an absolute blast on them. Just because of the fact that I like running servers, to I like making videos, to the fact that I just love being that crazy admin guy who's mad with power. It's a lot of factors that contribute to me definitely never, or I shouldn't say never, but not going to be shutting down the server anytime soon. Now, obviously, college is right around the corner for me. After this summer, I am heading off to college, and ooh, emeralds. I'm going to be trying my absolute best to make sure that I will be able to manage both good grades, and the continual production of videos on my channel. Now, over the summer, I'm probably going to be outputting 3 to 4 videos a day. I highly doubt that's going to continue into the school year. Maybe we'll do 1 or 2 videos a day, but I doubt we'll have 3 videos a day every day during the majority of my school year, because that's going to be a little difficult to do with the advent of all the time that I'm going to have to spend studying and just all of that stuff in general. This is getting to be a longer part. Hopefully, I haven't bored people yet. So yeah, that is going to be a roadblock, but it shouldn't spell the end of my channel. I will definitely be trying my best to maintain my YouTube channel while I study. But quickly back to, I digress. Back to the original point. I'm saying quite a bit now too because I'm trying to phrase things in a way that sound good to me. But yeah, we're going to be restructuring things a bit. Things will be changing on the inside of the server probably. We will be keeping, that moving lava looked like a mob to me for a minute. We will be keeping on good terms with all of the members that are currently on, all the people that I am in good terms with. I have no intentions of, becoming on bad terms with them. So obviously I will try my best to stay in communication with them if we remove them from the whitelist, which I don't know if I want to go down that route. The main problem with me doing that is I really don't want to give off the feeling that, he's gone mad he's been corrupted by YouTube. That's something that I don't want to do. Like, I'm not going to kick off someone off the server because they are a small YouTuber. That is something that I will never do. But I will kick someone off the server for being inactive, and if they just so happen to also be one of these smaller channels, I don't want it to be misconstrued as, hey, you're not big enough, get off. So, yeah, it's difficult, especially in that sense, because more often than not, it is harder to justify making content often if you are not a larger YouTuber. Like, if I had, let's say, 2,000 subscribers right now, it'd be very difficult for me to justify putting out 3 to 4 videos a day, every day, because I'd probably need to have a job. And if I had a job, that would cut in hugely to the time that I'd have to spend gaming, or recording. So, yeah, so it's a little harder for them to make regular content. But at the same time, I have to say that, sorry, that's just how things are. It's just like you could have a really, really nice person, but they just aren't cut out for a job, and you just can't take them because they aren't really meant for the job. They could be the best person in the world, but they just aren't the best at what you need them to do. So, yeah, that's that's going to be a bit of what's going to happen in the future. I really hope it doesn't get to the point of where we're going to start tearing people apart and forming sort of enemy ships, alliances, whatever the opposite of alliance is, with people, because I will be citing Poet on this, but one of the biggest, more bragging rights, one of the best parts about being on the RedCubed server is the community, because we are very tight-knit and we are on very good terms. Well, we're tight-knit in the sense that there aren't any problems that arise from each member, and for the most part, we're usually always on good terms with one another. Occasionally, like I said, there are the occasional issues which can cause people to grow annoyed at one another, but we have yet to have, like, any real instances of people getting extraordinarily mad at one another, maybe minus the Sherb incident. But that really wasn't anger, that was, or at least from what I saw, that wasn't anger, that was just more of a clash of ideals that they decided, okay, one of us is going to have to go, I'll be the bigger man and bite the bullet and go. That is sort of what I see as what happened, but like I said, I really was not a part of that, and that's the reason why no heads flew afterwards. Like, if an event like that happened on the server where two members got into an argument about, let's say, someone accuses someone else of stealing something from them, and they get into this huge argument that then escalates, well, something like that is my problem. If something like that happens, I'm going to have to probably step in and make the final call, whether it be saying, okay, maybe he did do this, maybe he didn't do this, or say, okay, there is sufficient evidence to warrant the claim that you did indeed do this. Sorry, but because you did that, that's just not okay. We don't think we can feel comfortable around you anymore. You're going to have to leave. That is the situation in which I would intervene, and I might have to ask someone to leave. If someone left due to a result of someone being like a jerk and stealing, well, then that would be a huge problem on my part, because right now on the server, we don't have any plugins to ensure that people behave correctly, because we function on the honor system. The day that the honor system is something that can't work is the day that we're going to have some huge issues with a lot of the members on the server. Luckily, the honor system is functioning perfectly fine right now. We have yet to have an issue to the point of me warranting the need for a plugin that, like, tracks block breaking, because if we lose that fundamental bit of trust, then as a community we've been, like, crippled. So yeah, there's that. How did I even get on this? I am just going on a topic and just running with it. Like, I'll get a vague idea of a topic and just run with it. But I think I'm going away from the original point, in which I'm talking about all of the problems about the server, and we're actually running out of problems, because the majority of the problems lie in the lack of effort on the server. Because, like, I haven't stressed this enough, but we are on pretty good terms with one another, even though most members aren't yet comfortable asking another member to collaborate. And therein lies the biggest problem. Most people on the server, if you just ask them, hey, you want to make a video, they'll probably say yes. I don't think there are too many groups of people that would, you'd have one person ask someone and then they just flat out say no, or say no in any way, because we're on good terms with one another. Like, oh god, my inventory's full. Let me use Poet and Jake as an example. They recorded a video together the other day. Now, to people that might think, oh, well, that's weird because Jake is just like a brand new, well, not a brand new YouTuber. Jake is a smaller YouTuber and Poet's like the biggest guy on RedCubed. Do you think either of them care? No, they wanted to record a video together because A, collaboration is a good thing, and B, it's just plain old fun. Now, you have to see this from the eyes of a YouTuber. If, let's say, you collaborate with someone, and then one day that guy that you collaborated with became a large YouTuber, you're probably friends with that guy that you collaborated with. You, being the initial big guy, will now be the small guy that receives help from him, which is a good thing. That's just like how things work. I mean, as much as favors can really screw up a system, they can also really help a system in the sense that, like, favors, let's use America as an example. By the time you're, like, a politician, you have so many favors that you owe to bigger people that you're probably going to become a corrupt politician. I mean, it's terrible to stereotype politicians like that, but, like, by the time you're a large politician, you owe favors to so many people, so you might have gone in with good intentions, but now Mr. Joe Schmo, who wants to do something that will ultimately end in him making millions and people suffering, now have to help those millions of people suffered so that guy can make his millions. Now, that's where favors can go wrong, but here, if, let's say I help out Ice, and then Ice becomes a super large guy. In the future, Ice could help out me, which would be a massive boost to my channel. So, yeah, that is one of the largest reasons why I started RedCubed. It was to gain a community and then have the community help one another out. So, obviously, one of the biggest things that this functions on is the fact that people will remain with RedCubed, and we've had a couple of members that I've asked to leave. We haven't had to actually, like, ban anyone or forcibly remove them. Everyone that has left the server has left on their own accord, although they were heavily influenced by everyone else. Like, obviously we have Nalzum, who was asked to leave, and then we had a couple of other people. I can't remember their names. It's been a very long time. Actually, no, I lied. There was one person that we just flat out banned because he was kind of a huge asshole. Let's see, who was that? I can't even remember his name. He seemed like a good guy. We let him on, and then he came on and griefed someone, and then he posted a video saying, lol, 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 we griefed you, you're such a nub. So, yeah, something like that. Yeah, instant ban, and we got rid of him. We got him out of the community the same day that we asked him to come join. That's what we have, for the most part, avoided it. He was the only one exception to that. So, yeah, that was a problem. Luckily, something like that hasn't happened since, and hopefully will never happen again. But, yeah, I think I have pretty much covered most of what I wanted to talk about. This is like the state of RedCubed right here. We actually have a chat room called the State of the RedCubed server, and that is where I push out all the important notices and updates. That it's a chat room where no one else can talk in other than me, so pretty much if I need to get something out and I don't want it to be buried beneath everyone else's talkings, then I post it there. So this is more of like a State of the RedCubed right here, where I discuss the future of our server, because right now, like I said, it is not really going in the way that I want it to go. I should be able to correct it by both weeding out those who weeding out, that's such a terrible term, by both well, I guess it is, to be blunt, it is getting removing the people that aren't helping the cause and replacing them with people that can help the cause. But once again, that does still sound a little awkward in the sense that it's just like, oh, you're not doing stuff that I want you to do, therefore I'm getting rid of you. But it sort of is. It's that in the sense that you're not helping my... you came on here with the intention, or I let you on here with the intention that you would help this cause. If you are unable to do so, then sorry, but this isn't the place for you. So, yeah, there are going to be some big changes coming up this summer. RedCubed should still... Well, I mean, yeah, big changes in the back end of RedCubed, like in the part that you guys really don't experience, mainly with the user base, and then a couple of the rules that we're going to be having are definitely going to be needed to change, because one of the key problems that lies with the lack of everyone collaborating with one another is due to the extraordinary laxness of some of these rules. And obviously we're still going to be like very easygoing and lax, but we are going to have... Okay, it's a good thing I checked to see if there was anything down there. But it is definitely... we definitely need some sort of like ground rules for doing... For being on the server, because right now, those are, for the most part... Oh, no! Wow, lucky save. Those are, for the most part, non-existent. So, yeah, guys. Look forward to the future of RedCubed, because I do. I think it is a bright and promising future for our wonderful server that we have here. Hopefully we won't have to hopefully most of the people will understand where I will be going, and they will be either willing to change how they have been doing things, or they will be okay with the changes that I'm going to be implementing, because, well, they've got to be done. In order to make this what I want it to be, I've got to ultimately lie down the rules, and that's the job of this server admin. They are there to lie down the rules, set the basis for what the server is going to turn into. And even though I am now very much in the public eye and befriended with many of the members, or most of the members, I still have to fulfill the original purpose of the server, or I'm still going to try to fulfill. I don't have to, but I still want to push the original goals of the server, make it the way I want it to be. And yeah, hopefully we will be able to move forward without conflict, and hopefully we'll be able to turn the server into what we want it to be. So I guess that ends my video of just talking about the future of the server. I do hope that you enjoyed today's long commentary-filled episode. We really didn't do much in terms of getting stuff done. At the very least, we are caving, and we have a decent bit of coal, which I need, or I just need, more diamonds. I just need stuff. I am sort of running out of stuff on the server, and running out of stuff is never a good thing, so hopefully with this, we will be recovering some of that lost stuff that we have. But yeah, so guys, I do hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you weren't too bored by the long bit of commentary that we had here. Tell me what you guys think. Am I going about this the right way? Like, do you agree with what I say? Am I looking at this too much in terms of like a straightforward manner? Should I think in a more human way? That's a problem with the way I think. Like, I am blunt, and I go from point A to point B, and if I can get to point B, I try to get to point B as quickly as possible and take the most direct route. And oh my god, more diamond. But yeah, tell me what you guys think of how I'm planning to move forward with the server, because obviously, this being a YouTuber server, the audience is also playing an important role in it. If there's no audience, then there's no purpose in it, no point in it being a YouTube server. Your feedback is most appreciated if you do decide to leave some. If you don't, well, thank you very much for watching my video. If you watched this entire video up until now, wow, I probably would have quit a while ago. Thank you very much for watching. Oh, that is lava. Oh, is that going to flow onto me? No, it's not. Oh god, if I could just get my outro, I could totally finish up this video. Thank you guys for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't yet, and you'd like to, feeling a little generous, go check out the other members. I'm sure they would appreciate it. You should know who they are. If not, maybe I'll remember to put everyone's channel in my description. Who knows? But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I guess I will just finish up here, mine a little bit more maybe, or just skedaddle on out to the surface. But that is all for now, and I will see you all next time. Farewell.